Hi. So, hi says the cat too. So before I start talking about today, I just want to quickly mention that I walked around the supermarket today on 2 feet. Now I found that to be quite a triumph, and actually my left leg was not hurting, it was my right foot. Apparently collapsed arches is common problem following an amputation, collapsed arch on the other foot. So I'm waiting for a referral to the orthotics department for an orthotic to be made for my foot. Anyway, that went well. I'm still on crutches, of course, but I'm getting a little bit more confidence each day in that left leg and what my knee has to do in order to keep me held up and all of that jazz. Anyway, what I really want to talk today about is my trip to the swimming pool. Now, when I used to swim regularly before, I used to have like a little Tales of the Swimming Pool thing go on every so often. I did not think seriously that it would only take less than 24 hours for that to return, but today it happened and I found it really quite hilarious. Now, sometimes I'd rather not be disabled. I'd rather hide it and pretend I'm normal. Sometimes I quite like being disabled and going meh, 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 to people who think that they are more superior to me because I'm disabled. And that's what happened today. So I was rocking up at the swimming pool. Now I go in at the deep end on the lane that's next to the side, and I use the rails on the side to get me up and down, like I described to you yesterday. So I've got the waterproof wheelchair, which is a bit rickety and crappy, and I rock up to the ladders. I put my bottle and my goggles and my hat on the side, and I was just about to get in and do my tricep dip lower into the pool, and this smart ass guy is getting into the next lane. He comes over and he says, "Are they yours, kids?" No, the kids are nothing to do with me. Oh, right, okay. I was just going to jump in, because, well, I've had 16 beers last night, and he just jabbered on all sorts of nonsense and kept looking over at me and said, "So you and me, we're going to race, are we?" And thought, well, no, that wasn't in my plans, but and he just piped on and on and on to try and engage me in conversation, and I just wasn't interested. He was just too young and too smart ass and too "I'm better than you" sort of thing because you're disabled is how he sort of came across to me. So I didn't really say much. I just laughed along with his stupid jokes or whatever, and then I was just going to get in the pool and set off. And so, we're going to race, and he ropes this other guy in. "We're all going to race her," he's going. And I thought, I think he knows what is going to happen. I think he thinks he knows what's going to happen. He thinks he's going to smoke me, because I'm disabled. Well, that put the Red Bull's horns on, and I know I have not been swimming that much lately, but you just give me a target and away I go. So, and I can swim faster without doing anything from above. You just use your arms more. And of course, I don't have legs to move. And he was going on about how I was person 1.5 and all sorts of other things. I felt like slapping him, to be honest. Anyway, I got in the pool and he messed around for a while before setting off. And he waited till I set off before he set off at the same time. I knew he was going to do this. And, well... So I set off, and I did not intend to stop, to be honest. My goal today was 2,000 meters to see what my time was for 2,000 meters compared to the last time I did it, because I used to do 2,000 meters in between all my surgeries. That was what I did every day for a couple of days in between surgeries. So I wanted to see what my 2,000 meters were like today, having not swum for a couple of months and only the second time in the pool since they amputated my leg. So off he sets. Arms and legs flailing on his side over there in that lane. Now, to his credit, he was pretty fast in the first lap. And I got to the other end just ahead of him, but he was keeping up with me. And I turned, I don't tumble turn. So I turned, pushed off and carried on without even taking a breath. And he set off. And his turn was not quite as slick as mine. I can make my turns faster than people at tumble turn. But anyway, off I set and I carried on in the next length. Now I know what speed I can go at, and I know I can keep going for as long as you like, almost. And about halfway down the second lap, I noticed he wasn't there. He had not been able to keep up with me on the second lap, and so he'd I've seen this happen before. Messed around in the lane and, you know, pretended he had to do something else rather than lose. Not only to a woman, but to an amputee woman. That would be a double whammy for him, poor chap. So anyway, I just carried on and on and on and on. And he got out and left. That was the end of that. So I sort of thought, meh. So that'll show you that just because I'm disabled does not mean I'm less able. So I left, carried on going for the whole 2,000 meters and smirked my way right through the whole lot, thinking, I can't wait for the next time that happens. So what I found though, at the end of my 2,000 meters, I went back into my Garmin history to look at the last time I did 2,000 meters in March. Last time I did 2,000 meters before all the surgeries happened, when I still had 2 feet. And that was in March. And this 2,000 meters today was faster than that one. Then I went all the way back to February to the 2,000 meters that I did in Lake Wanaka as part of Challenge Wanaka. And I had 2 feet, but I was on crutches at that, still on crutches at that point, but with 2 feet. And the 2,000 meters was in the lake, and my Garmin measured it to 2,002 meters. So it was pretty much bang on that outdoor lap in Challenge Wanaka. And on that occasion, today I'm only 34 seconds slower than I was at Challenge Wanaka in February with 2 feet. So I felt pretty bloody chuffed about that, considering I had not expected it at all, because I've been out of action for so long and out of balance and all that sort of jazz. Speaking of balance, I found a really curious thing today whilst I was swimming. So, you know, yesterday I said there was really not much difference. Well, I lied. So I was really analysing everything, where the water level was and what my stroke was like and all that sort of thing. I've got pretty good self-awareness, and I can almost picture it from an external point, you know, just by feeling what's happening. Now, what I have actually noticed, losing a leg, the opposite thing has happened to what I originally expected. Now, I had 2,000 meters to think about this, and I think I figured out why. But what I found is, from the waist down, I sink more than I did when I had 2 legs. So I never have had any trouble with buoyancy. I'm usually pretty much on the water level, so that my shoulders, my lower back and my feet, just little flutter above the water, but mostly below, but just a little break of the water. That's normally my position in the water. But when I was swimming today, I noticed that my foot was never reaching the surface at all. And the only place I could feel the water level was on my back, upper back. So I had to think about what I might do about this. So I had to suck my tummy in and pull on the bottom end of the stroke in order to give me leverage upwards as I was coming under. And I managed to get my foot almost to the place where it normally would be, almost, but I really had to concentrate on changing the stroke and tucking my head down right in between my arms, looking down at the ground, sucking my tummy in and pull on the bottom of the stroke to keep me level. And I was wondering why the hell this was, because we were expecting that I would go spinning around and floating off because I'd lost so much weight. But actually, if you think about it, what is it that keeps a body buoyant in water? It's the air in the cells. So not just your lungs, but all the air in the blood and everywhere else, all around your body. That's what keeps you buoyant. So I've lost part of a leg, and so there's less buoyancy because those cells are not there anymore. That's what I think is happening, but it was the opposite of what I actually thought would happen. So I'm having to work slightly harder to keep myself level than I did before. I suppose there'll be a bit of adaptation and I'll get over it. And it was only a subtle difference, but it was enough for me to notice and want to do something about it, because I've always been really, really technical when it comes to swimming. And there's the one thing that if you have attention to detail, you can make yourself faster. You don't have to be whizzy at it. So that was a really interesting point I noticed today. But anyway, ha ha to the bloke in the pool, and I can't wait to find more of those. So that's what happened to me today. I hope you have a lovely evening. I'll talk to you soon.